Fine. Now, yesterday application we observed how many services are there. That many services are going to be applied by the each and every business method. For example, 100 services are there. 100 services are going to be applied for all the business methods. All the business methods. But sometime in real time, all the services are not required for all the business methods. Some of the services are required for some of the business methods, and some of the services was not required for the some of the business methods. In that case, what we have to do? In that case, we have to go for another concept called that is point cut concept or join points. We need to use point cut concept, and we can applying to the sum of the services to some of the business methods. Some of the business methods. Now, if we want to applying the sum of the services to some of the business methods, now we have to remembering here two important classes. Number one, name match method point cut. Name match method point cut. Number two, JDK REG expression. JDK REG expression method point cut. Method point cut. These two are predefined classes. Predefined classes is given by the org.springframework.aop.support. Support.star package. Support.star package. Support.star package. Name match method point cut was given by the two properties. What are the two properties? Mapped name and name match method point cut was given by the another property, mapped names. In the same way, JDK REG expression method point cut was provided by the two properties. Number one is what? Pattern. Number two is what? Patterns. Number two is what? Patterns. Number one is what? Pattern. By using these classes, we can comparing our business methods, and we can applying to the sum of the services to some of the business methods. So how to compare and how to apply, we will see here. These are all my business methods. Interface, test enter. Under that, public void say hello. The next, public void say bye. The next, public void get data. The next, public void get my data. Get my data. All these are business methods. All these are business methods. Now I want to applying the welcome advice. Yesterday I developed two advices, welcome advice and goodbye advices. I want to applying the welcome advice for these two methods. I don't want to applying the any service for this business method. I want to applying the goodbye advice for this business method. If we want to applying some of the services to some of the business methods, first of all we have to comparing our business methods through some name, otherwise through some regular expression. If we want to comparing our business methods through some name, now we can use what? NameMatchMethodPointcut. NameMatchMethodPointcut. If we want to comparing our business methods through some regular expression, then we can use JDKREG expression method PointCut. JDKREG expression method PointCut. We can use those classes and we can compare. Now I am going to use first of all here NameMatchMethodPointcut. I want to comparing my business methods through some name. That is the reason I am going to use here what? NameMatchMethodPointcut. See now here, I want to applying the welcome advice for these two business methods. If you want to applying the welcome advice for the two business methods, now what we have to do? First of all, we have to comparing that business methods like this. See now here, bean id is equal to id1, class is equal to welcome advice. Welcome advice. Then next, bean id is equal to id2, class is equal to org dot spring framework dot aop dot support dot NameMatchMethodPointcut. PointCut. The next, now we have to take here what? Property name is equal to mapped name. Under that, value. Now we can take here what? Say star, close the value, then close the property, then close the bean. What is the meaning of here say star? Whatever methods are starting letters with say, those methods are eligible to getting an advice. That is the meaning of here say star. So now how many methods are starting letters with say? Okay, two methods are satisfied by this requirement. Now that two methods are eligible to getting the advice. If you want to comparing our business methods a single name, then we can take here what? Mapped name. If you want to comparing our business methods, okay, different names, then we can take what? Mapped names. For example, this is our business methods, X method, Y method, Z method, like this. Is it possible to comparing all the business methods through single name? No, it is not possible. In that case, what we have to do? We need to take mapped names. We have to take mapped names and we can configure all the methods one by one by using value tag. right? That is the difference between mapped name and mapped names. This PointCut class is going to be represented, yes, these methods are eligible to getting an advice, that's enough. But who is responsible to applying that advice to that particular business method? Now one more class is there, that class we have to configure. What is that class? What is that class? Default Pointcut Advisor. Now we have to configure that class. Bean ID is equal to ID3. Class is equal to org.springframework.aop.support default Pointcut Advisor. Default Pointcut Advisor. Default Pointcut Advisor. Now this class was provided by the two properties. Number one, property name is equal to Pointcut. Property name is equal to Pointcut, and ref is equal to what is the Pointcut class here? ID2. Now ref is equal to ID2. The next, property name is equal to advice. Ref is equal to ID1. Then close the bin. Like this, we can hand over in this advice class as well as Pointcut classes to once again to default Pointcut Advisor. Now this default Pointcut Advisor is responsible to applying to the so and so advice to so and so business method, right? So and so business method. Like this we can configure our business classes. Okay, we can configure our business methods. We can comparing our business methods through some regular expression, through some name. If we want to comparing our business methods through some regular expression, now what we have to do? We have to use JDKREG expression method Pointcut. For example, here I am going to take one regular expression here. What is that regular expression? This is the regular expression. Dot star get dot plus data. This is my regular expression. See now here, dot star represented as 0 or more characters. Dot plus represented as 1 or more characters. Dot question mark represented as 0 or 1. Dot represented as 0. Maybe our business method is going to be satisfied by the capital A to Z. Maybe it is satisfied by the small a to z. Like this. Maybe our business method is going to be satisfied by the digit. Like this. Okay, some symbols we can use and we can construct the regular expression. By passing that regular expression also we can comparing our business methods. Our business methods. See now here, this is one regular expression. This regular expression is going to be satisfied by the how many business methods here? So now here, this regular expression is going to be satisfied by the how many business methods? Only one business method is going to be satisfied. First method is not satisfied, second method is not satisfied, third method is not satisfied, fourth method only is going to be satisfied. Dot star represented as 0 or more characters. The next get is there. The next dot plus represented as 1 or more character. So between the get and data, some data is there. That's the reason this is going to be satisfied. Now we can configure that regular expression by using pattern. If our business methods having only single regular expression is there, then we can take what? Pattern. If multiple regular expressions are there, then what we have to do? We need to take what? Patterns. For example, another regular expression, dot star get data. Get data. So this is another regular expression. Our business method ends with 8 year. If more than one regular expression is there, then we have to take what? Patterns. If it is singular regular expression is there, then we can take what? Pattern. How to configure? We can configure like this. Bean id is equal to id 4. Class is equal to goodbye advice. Class is equal to goodbye advice. The next, bean id is equal to id 5. Class is equal to org.springframework. AOP.support.jdkreg expression method pointcut. The next, after that, property name is equal to Pointcut. Then ref is equal to what we have to take here? Pattern. The next, value. Now we can take regular expression. Dot star get dot plus data. Like this we can take. Then close the property. Then close the bin. Now we can hand over this pointcut class to DefaultPointcutAdvisor. If it is a single regular expression, then we can take pattern. If it is multiple regular expressions are there, then we can take what? Patterns. Now we can take bean id is equal to id 6. Then class is equal to DefaultPointcutAdvisor. The next, property name is equal to PointCut. Ref is equal to ID 5. The next property name is equal to advice. Ref is equal to ID 4. Then close the bin. Like this we can configure the PointCut classes. After configuring this PointCut classes, now finally we can hand overing this PointCut classes to ProxyFactory bin. We can hand overing this PointCut classes to ProxyFactory bin. What is that ProxyFactory bin here? That ProxyFactory bin only is going to be constructing the proxy class, and it is going to be applying to the all the services to all the business methods. Now how it is, we can configure like this. Bean ID is equal to ID 7. Class is equal to org dot spring framework dot aop dot framework dot ProxyFactory bin. The next, after that, property name is equal to proxy interfaces. Property name is equal to proxy interfaces. The next, here we can pass value. Now what is that interface? Test inter. Close the value, then close the property. Next property name is equal to interceptor names. The next value. So here two interceptors are there, right? Two interceptors are there. Now take the list under that value. Now what we have to take here? ID 3. Close the value. Next value ID 6. Close the value. Close the list. Close the property. Like this we can configure. After that, finally, target property name is equal to target. The next, ref local is equal to ID 8. Then close the property, close the bin, close the bins. What is this ID 8? We have to configure inside the Spring configuration file. Bin ID is equal to ID 8, class is equal to test bin. This is the target class, test bin. This is the way to configure all the classes. Previously I am passing here what? Advisors I am passing. Now this time I am going to passing advisors. Okay, this advisors I am going to passing here. This is the way to applying the sum of the services to some of the business methods, right? Some of the business methods. Now we'll see here this example practically. So now here Spring Framework, under that Spring AOP. Now here I am going to take one example, goodbye advice, test bin, test enter, welcome advice. Right, so now I will open all the files here. So goodbye advice, Spring, test bin, test enter, welcome advice. So this is my test enter. This is the implemented class. Then next, welcome advice. The next, goodbye advice. Now configurations, Spring configuration. First I configure test bin, the next welcome advice, goodbye advice, the next name match method point cut. Now here I am taking what? Say star. The next JDK REG expression method point cut. The next default point cut advisor, default point cut advisor. The next ProxyFactory bin, ProxyFactory bin. The next proxy interfaces, interceptor names. The next target. Now go to the client application. In client I am going to calling ID8 and calling the business methods. Now take this location, go to the command prompt. Now cd space paste here. The next set class path equal to we need to set all the jars. Number 1 spring.jar. Number 2 is commons logging. We need to set these 2 jars and we can compile. Java C star.java. The next Java client. Now we are getting some of the services to some of the business methods, right? I am the before advice, then third method never be getting the any service. The next fourth method is going to be getting the some service, right? Like this we can applying the sum of the services to some of the business methods. We can applying the sum of the services to some of the business methods, right? Now we'll see the here. One more application, around advice and throws advice. So around advice is the combination of before and after. Around advice is the combination of before and after. See now here, if we want to implementing that around advice, we need to implementing our class to method interceptor. We need to implementing our class to method interceptor. That method interceptor is the predefined interface given by the, in which package? AOP alliance.intercept. So in that location, that method interceptor is available. Now that method was provided by the one predefined method that is invoke. That invoke is going to be executing the in both places, before executing the business method, after executing the business method, that service is going to be executed. That is nothing but a around advice. So now that is around advice. If you want to implementing throws advice, we need to implementing our class to throws advice. After that, we need to overriding on predefined method called after returning. After throwing. See now here. This is what around advice. This is going to be executing before executing the business method, after executing the business method. Invoke. The next, finally I am going to take and I am going to printing the actual value. The next, exception advice, implements throws advice. Then after throwing, this throws advice is going to use it for whenever our application is rising to the any exception, then automatically the throws advice is going to be executed. Now go to the client. In client we can pass here initially 10 and 2, the next 10 and 0 I am passing. Take this location. Now cd space paste here. Java C star.java. Then Java client. Now we'll see, because of thread.sleep method, it is going to be suspending sometime. Then it is displayed perfectly. But the second method is going to throw an exception. What is that exception? I am the throws advice with arithmetic exception parameter. Why? Because here we are passing wrong values, then automatically that service is going to be executed. Now we'll see here. It is executed perfectly, right? So that means here time is going to be calculated for particular business method. If you want to calculating the time for particular business method, we have to use here what? Around advice. Under that we can write some business logic, right? Fine. Now I will see the one more example related that one. So that is annotations. Aspect is represented as name of the service. At the rate of before is used for before our business method is going to be executed. At the rate of after is used for after executing the business method that is going to be executed. So now here I am using some annotations. So aspect, this is represented as name of the service. Name of the service. Point cut. Point cut means particular place it is going to be executed. So now if you want executing the all these services, all the business methods, we can take a star here. The next, before is going to be executing before our business method. After returning is executed after business method is going to be executed. These are all annotations in AOP. Now we can take this location. Now apart from that jars, we have to set the another two jars. Number one is what? Aspect rt dot jar. The next, aspect viewer dot jar. We need to set these two jars. Annotations only for to reducing that XML code, other than nothing is there. Semicolon dot semicolon. Then next, java c star dot java. Then java client. Now it is executed. I am before advice, I am after advice. Okay, factorial is going to be calculated. Both methods are going to be executed here, right? If you don't want all the business methods, just we can pass particular business method name. Particular business method name we can pass here. For example, here demo. Demo is the business method, right? Available to the where? Test. This is my business method, right? So now we will see here. Compilation. Execution. So how many business methods are going to be getting this service? Only a particular business method is going to be getting that service, right? I am before advice, I am after returning advice. That's enough. But second method doesn't getting that service because I am applying here point cut, right? This is the AOP. This is the AOP. This is the most important in real time. Then next we will see the tomorrow session. MVC concept is very important, right? Thank you for today.